ridiculous. I think the more ridiculous it is, the more they think we'll believe it. When John Ford, who was somebody I knew in New York, shot a beautiful video, one of the best videos of a UFO crash on Long Island, was arrested, and then they turned around and said they didn't want him to go to trial, so they said he was too insane to go to trial, and they put him in jail so he couldn't talk. And he's still in jail, he's in the nut house, still waiting to go to trial since '96. So people that have the truth, that show it, if they don't want you to show it, they try to stop you, and they usually do. So as far as this goes, are we going to be able to track the names of the people that were on that plane? Well, the people that got off of it, hopefully they'll be telling their families at least, and it'll start spreading one way or another. Something this dramatic or disastrous should be released to the public. But again, it's all the flights that would be canceled and people canceling and things like that. It would kind of shut down their money for a while, which I know they're not ready to do.
Yeah, that's right.
So now,
absolutely,
I do a show on Wednesday. If you keep up with this, I know TJ wants to do readings tomorrow night, but if you keep up with this and have anything else, we could probably go back into it on Wednesday.
But we want TJ come right now. We want her to her opinion, please. I mean,
well, she's in the background.
I know she left.
I don't think she wants. No, she's there, but she didn't want to talk about this.
Okay.
I mean, she had a set idea of what she wanted to talk about or what she wanted me to talk about, and I always have to leave space for the truth or something real. I mean, not that what I'm saying and stuff's not real, but in the moment, if it affects you today, tomorrow, it's more important to talk about that than what's going to happen next year. So, and I consider this like probably a very important thing to no matter what else we're talking about in the moment, in our present week of time, as far as are you planning to take any trips, anybody out there, what planes you're going to get on, and make sure you find out what planes, what airlines, and where they were, and all the details. It's going to take a while before any theory comes out. And most of the people, I don't know if anybody else knows what you know publicly or is aware of it. I know in the UFO world, they'll be on top of that, like a fly on anything else. But it's going to take a while until somebody, one person just has to put it out there in the UFO world, and then the UFO people will reach onto it. So I'll check as soon as the show's over. It's almost over.
But
I want to say,
but please remember, last week I told you that we will have a 6 to 8.0 earthquake, and since then we had the second earthquake 8.2 in Fiji. I told you we have so many sixes, and still we have so many sixes is around the Ring of Fire. So I told you September 19th. And still, I am saying it, September 19th, again, we will have more sixes from Vancouver, Canada to San Diego, and also Ring of Fire. All the Ring of Fire will be shaking again 6 to 8 again. And we will see more sixes coming. You just we had it at 6.9 in Colombia.
Down there 6. are dangerous zones to live.
Right.
I mean, what?
And people buy
25 a day, and then
yes,
all those islands around it, they all are getting bombarded. We only had a small one today, but as we speak, I mean, Guatemala just had a 4.1. As we speak, in the moment, 4.1 in Iran, which is a little bit outside the Ring of Fire. But when it starts shaking like it is, I mean, there's multiple earthquakes, and there was only a few super big ones. But I think you're right. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, we'll have an 8, and we had an 8.2. So
I told you. I mean, I predicted this before even it comes, my friend. And still, I will tell you, 6.8 is until September 19th is still Ring of Fire will be shaking, and then it may go to a small pause, and then I will give my prediction next couple of weeks for the next 6 to 8 one later on in your show. But it's just up to September 19th. Watch out for more 6 and 8.
I'm looking at all these storms being created right now, and the other one's heading straight towards us. As of
Eastern United States is in danger, as you said.
Well, no, it's headed towards Hawaii. It's coming right towards us.
Yeah, 2 of 2. You have a double hurricane. Yeah, you're right. Yes, sir.
So who knows how bad it's going to be? But I think our government here, our Army and Navy, are pretty much on top of that, and they control how much they want it to come through or move it around. And we'll see. I'm just telling people, watch how they move, watch where they go, because the one's directly headed towards us right again now, and see if it moves. Let's watch it just suddenly turn to the right or left as it gets closer to the islands. I've been dealing with that for a long time, and I noticed Hawaii escaped so many in the past 10 years that I've been following it longer than that, but in the past 10 years, Hawaii always managed to see these earthquakes and hurricanes. The hurricanes just like sidestep Hawaii. Oh, it's a dead hit, it's a direct hit, and they're warning people to get off the low grounds and all that, and then, it just missed us. So it's funny, when you draw a line across the earthquake chart, usually it's a straight line in a direction, and you can follow it across, because the two red ones are like right on the center equator. The two that just went off the second while we're talking, they're both 4.1. But Japan is not doing any better. Every day they're getting
6.6.
bombarded.
They had 6.6. Yeah, exactly.
They just had a 4.8
today
too as well.
Right now, they don't.
So
exactly, and they don't have electric at all. So some part of Japan doesn't have electric. Basically people no work. Everything's closed right now. That was 6.6. My gosh, what would be happen if it was 8.0 or But
no,
we know
I'm saying
that
what I see for it to get bad, and see, we built buildings a little bit better in city life in the United States. I know these countries make their houses made out of paper, and sure they fall down. I'm looking, if we suddenly have 5/8, we're going to have a 9. It's that simple. If we have more than 2 8s in one day, I promise. I don't want to promise you that. We will probably have a 9 within a week after that.
Right.
So we'll see in the next couple of days, because, like I said, there's awful kind of warfare going on, and where's my
yes.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So
if you go to globalincidentmap.com, please go to globalincidentmap.com, and what you will see, just push it under disease outbreaks. Please don't go to Florida anymore, because Florida is already attacked by West Nile virus, reported in Nassau County. And then we go for other, also West Nile reported in that area a lot, and Wyoming, plague confirmed in Sheridan County, and we have California confirmed the case of West Nile virus in Porton Wild. And so, it shows globally again. In Africa, Congo, again, Ebola outbreaks is spreading through West Africa. And so Ghana also has 2 cases of dengue fever. And so cholera outbreak in Africa and other places. So please go to globalincidentmap.com and view all those information, and then you will have better idea that what you talk is absolutely right.
Mike, I really appreciate you calling in. I appreciate the information. I'm going to just tell everybody out there a couple things, but I'll be back on Wednesday. TJ is going to probably be on tomorrow. If she's doing readings, I probably won't be on, but if she wants me to help her a little bit, I might. I'm not sure. But we can add another show. If I get really important news, I'll put it out there as well. But be diligent. Go out, go on your computer or whatever, your cell phone even, and see if you can pull up any information, because this information needs to come out before it gets changed into something totally different. And the sooner the information's out, the less they can do to anybody to put it out. My friend that filmed the UFO crash should have put it out right then and there. He sent it around the country, around the world, to 40 different countries to keep it there, and then he got arrested. And now it does him no good. So if you can find anything, I had a friend that was involved with the shooting in the field in California, and they saw the two different shooters, and the government was at their doorstep the next day taking their phones and everything. So it's amazing, their eyes and their track abilities and stuff. But this you need to track for yourself to find out the truth, how much is going to affect you, or if it can, or people you know. And if they quarantine a city, guess what? That's the start of a serious problem. When you talk about a house, quarantining a house, which they did a lot in the old days, is one thing. But when it gets bigger to a city or to a town or a state, guess what? It's going to change reality to what people assume is our reality. So that was Mike. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you very much, Tommy.
Popping on. ACO, we're trying to create this thing. Hope everybody's following through what we're doing. The site's open for donations to keep the show going at least. My goal is to create a conference within the next year, hopefully less than that, depending on what happens in the next couple months. Things are changing so fast, and to keep up with them is incredible. I mean, my computer crashed. I paid $120 to get the hard drive changed, and now they're saying I need a motherboard. And he says the cheapest motherboard I can get is probably about $300. So it's like buying a new computer anyway. I mean, it would be the top-of-the-line computer in the frame that I have. I mean, the frame I have is really cool, but that's besides the point. But it's just these little things that keep popping up in your life to make sure you don't move forward too far or too fast or change anything really in your reality. And that's called money, which I keep my attention off on. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to have it. I sure would not be a hoarder. It's way too late. No problem. We're working on little by little to create a scenario to bring the truth out, to create a school, which I was saying right before all this started. There is no spiritual school. I mean, you become spiritual and things, but they don't talk about the things that are really important. Being aware of yourself doesn't turn the world into a spiritual place and change you into a spiritual being. So, yeah, there's much teaching.
We're at the last. We got 60 seconds, dear. Good show. Appreciate all your help. You've had some more people check in, so I guess we better announce that I'll try to start doing some readings. I think that's what a lot of people want, and that's great. So we'll come back. I'll do that probably Mondays, and 5 to 7, though, folks. 6 today, it's a little late for me, so 5 to 7 Central. Let's see, that would be 6 to 8 Eastern. So mark that, tell your friends, because if we're going to do it, we're going to have a full 2 hours. Okay, guys that know me for like 6 years doing readings and other things. So thank you, Tommy, for being loyal on Sundays. And I'll give it back to you to have the last word, okay? And I'll shut it down.
Yes. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That was TJ, the main person of the show. I'm the co-host. I'm glad you're listening. Tell your friends to listen, and tell them to listen to this one. And maybe they'll get the desire to find out what's really happening. Hopefully, we try to keep this as real as we can, which I do, which TJ does. I mean, not that we don't have different ideas and truth within her and me, but it's what we can put out the best we can. And we're not putting out everybody else's story. So please, get involved with life. Tune in, turn on the TV, turn on the radio, go online, search it out. because it can be as real or dangerous or a serious problem in the next month,